Okay, students. So let us begin the chapter. Okay, students will be joining, right? Now, today we are learning about refraction of light, right? Before that, I would like to ask you, what is mean by reflection of light? Give your answers using chat box. This concept you have already done, right? What do you mean by reflection of light? How many of you remembers? Yes, give the answer, students. Light ray changes its angle. Okay, Sanskriti, good. You can give the answers. Everyone can give the answers. What do you mean by the concept called reflection of light? Okay, I got only one answer. The light which passes from one transparent. Okay, Deepika has given this way. Good. Okay. So other students are not ready to answer. Okay, fine. Let it be. Now let us start. First, what is reflection of light? Okay. Reflection means what? When light is incident on the surface of an object in general, it is deflected in different directions. In short, we can say, yes, Shruti, bouncing of light, or we can say the light which we can say moves back. Okay, when it gets. Hello, I hope you can hear me. Yes. So when light incident on a surface of an object is deflected in different directions, or you can say turning back of light is called as reflection of light. Okay. So you also studied about laws of reflection, right? Now, for refraction of light, you need to do one activity wherein you will be using a transparent glass, okay, and fill it with water. What you have to take a transparent glass and fill it with water and dip some portion of pencil, okay, vertically in that water and observe what is the thickness of the portion of that pencil in water. Okay, so when you observe that, what you will find, the portion of the pencil inside water, how it appears. Can you tell me how it will be appearing, the portion of the pencil inside? Yes, thicker. Very good, Neha. Sanskriti, good answer. So it will appear thicker, okay, than the portion above the water, right? So this, why this happens? Do you know what is the reason behind it? Okay, why it becomes thicker? The portion of the pencil inside the water looks thicker. Piyush Dubey, wrong answer. It's not because of reflection. It's because of what? Refraction. Okay, we are learning the concept of refraction. So why it happens? Because of refraction of light. Okay, next, dip the same way, keep the pencil inclined to water surface and observe its thickness. Okay, so in both the cases, what you will find, that the portion of the pencil inside the water appears thicker than the portion above the water. Whereas in second case, what you find, the pencil appears to be broken. Okay, you will find that the pencil has broken near the surface of water. Okay, so in this activity, what you observe, that effects are created due to the change in the direction of light, right? There is a change in the direction of light while coming out of the water. So this concept, okay, what it shows, that light changes its direction when going from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, that is from air to water. Air is a rarer medium, water is a denser medium. So from air to water, when light travels from air to water, what happens? There is a change in the direction. Okay, so this change in direction is called as refraction of light. Whereas in reflection, what we studied, the light directly turns back. Okay, so the turning back of light was called as reflection. Whereas in refraction, what happens? When the light travels from one medium to another medium, what exactly happens? The direction changes. Okay, light changes its direction when going from one transparent medium to another medium. This is called as refraction of light. So I hope you understood what they mean by refraction of light. Now let me share my PPT with you, students. Okay, chapter 6, refraction of light. In this chapter, you're learning refraction of light, laws of refraction, refractive index, and dispersion of light. So first topic was about refraction of light. Now here is a small activity, students. Okay, now what it shows, a glass slab. Okay, you have to keep a glass slab on a blank paper and draw its outline and label it as PQRS. Okay, and then draw an inclined straight line on the side of PQ so that it intersects PQ at N. You can even look in at the diagram which is given in your textbook, page number 74. Everyone, okay, I hope textbook is there in front of you. You can go through that also. So in that it is given, the labeling is given. What is the name of the glass slab? PQRS. You have to draw an inclined straight line on the side of PQ so that it intersects PQ at N. Okay, pierce two pins vertically at 2 points A and B along the line, and look at the pins A and B. Okay, from the opposite side of the slab, and pierce pins C and D vertically so that the images of A and B are in line with C and D. Now you can see that the image of A and B and C is in line with C and D. Okay, then what you have to do, remove the chip and the pins and draw a straight line going through points C and D so that it intersects SR at M. Okay, then join M and N and observe incident ray AN and emergent ray MD. Okay, so when you will do this, what you will observe is that the first refraction occurs when light ray enters the glass from air. Okay, air is a rarer medium and glass is a denser medium. So from air to glass, when it travels at point N on the side PQ, you can look at the diagram. The second refraction will occur when light enters air through glass at point M on the side SR. So for the first refraction, the angle of incidence is I. What we will take the angle of incidence? I. While in the second, it is what? I1. Okay. So the angle of refraction at N is R. What you can say? Small letter R. So note that I1 is equal to R. So I1 is always equal to R. Okay. So in the second refraction, the angle of refraction is what? E. Small letter E is labeled in your textbook. You can see which is equal to I. Okay. So on both the parallel sides PQ and RS of the glass slab, the change in direction of light ray is equal, but in opposite directions. So thus what you can say, the light ray MD, look at MD where it is. So MD emerging from the glass slab is parallel to the incident ray AN. So it is parallel to AN. MD and AN are parallel to each other on the side PQ of the slab. But the emergent ray is somewhat displaced with respect to the incident ray. So from this experiment shows refraction of light passing through a glass slab. Okay, so from this experiment, what you have learned, that light changes its direction when passing from one medium to another medium. Okay, that is from here. What happened? The light travel from air to glass, right? So what happens, both the side, and then secondly, light, the second time what happened, then from glass to air. So in both the time, both time what happened, the light bends. Okay, ray of light bends, and that's why it is called refracted. What you can say, light refracts. Okay? So you can see from the diagram that pink colored line shows the refraction of light. Okay, so refraction of light passing through a glass slab. So now let us learn what are the laws of refraction. I hope everyone understood this experiment. Yes. Okay, thank you, Neha. Thank you, Sanskriti. Okay, all of you, sure. Okay, Suraj, Sahil. Okay, fine. Now, laws of refraction. Laws of refraction states that the incident ray and refracted ray at the point of incidence N are on the opposite side of the normal, right? You will find that incident ray and refracted ray are opposite sides of the normal. This, okay, it is similar to laws of reflection, which you have already done. So it's only instead of reflection, what you are writing? Refraction, right? So here, instead of reflected ray, you have to write there refracted ray. So incident ray and refracted ray at the point of incidence N, ER on the opposite sides of the normal of the surface of the slab at that point. Okay, that is what CD. In the diagram, what it is given? CD. Okay, and the three, that is incident ray, refracted ray, and normal. All the three are in the same plane. Okay, that is the first point which you are going to write in the laws of refraction. The second point is that for a given pair of media, what is the media here given? Air and glass. Okay, because light travels from air to glass. So for a given pair of media, air and glass, the ratio of sin I to sin R. That means what? Sin I divided by sin R ratio. If you are taking ratio, when you will divide sin I to sin R, what is the result getting? It is a constant. Okay. I means what? Angle of incidence, and R is what? Angle of refraction. Okay. So I hope you understood what is the difference between laws of reflection and laws of refraction. Yes. So this way you can note down. Okay. Okay. Moving to the next topic, that is refractive index. Now, what is meant by refractive index? Now here, what happens, there is a change in the direction. As I said, light changes its direction when passing from one media to another media. It can pass through air, it can pass through water, it can pass through glass. Okay, but the direction changes. So, but refractive index is also changing, right? So it is related to the refractive index of the medium. You have to check what is the refractive index of air, what is the refractive index of water, and what is the refractive index of glass. They all will be different, right? So the value of refractive index is different for different media, and also for light of different colors for the same medium. Okay, so the refractive indices of some substances with respect to vacuum, okay, that all things you will learn through that table which is given in your textbook, page number 75. Okay, they're given there the values of different refractive index. Like air, what is the refractive index of air? Put in the chat box, students. From the table you have to search and write, give the answers in the public chat. Let me see who will give. Yes, Kushi, correct. 1.0003. Very good. Swayam, Shelke, Anjali, Padwal, Tejal. Good. Okay. What is the refractive index of ice? Ice. 1.31. Very good, Tejal. Vidhi. Okay. Om. Very good. Okay. So you know the answer. Voice is breaking. Dhamesh is saying, is it so, students? Or only that student is facing problem? No, it is not breaking, no? Okay, only Dhamesh is having problem. Dhamesh, kindly rejoin, please. Or change your place and see whether you can hear clearly or not. Maybe network issue. Okay. Okay, what is the refractive index of water? 1.33. Very good. Okay. So many students are answering me. Okay. Bhumi Prajapati, you are also facing problem of voice. Maybe network issue, students. Just check your network. Okay. Only two students are complaining. Others are not complaining. Sangeeta teacher is there, no? Sangeeta teacher.
Yes, yes, I am there, teacher.
936. Very good, Riddhi. Okay, good. And kerosene, what is the refractive index of kerosene given? 1.39. So these values are given in your textbook. These values, just go through it, remember it. The remaining part of fused quartz to diamond, that is not there for your syllabus. Like it is 25% reduced. So you don't have to learn from fused quartz, that all things, refractive index. But this first five, no, that is air, ice, water, alcohol, and kerosene. You should remember these values. Okay. What is the refractive index? So here, refractive index depends on what? Velocity of light in the medium. So there is a formula for that. N equal to sin I upon sin R. N is called as what? Refractive index of the second medium with respect to the refractive index of the first medium. Okay. Second medium can be glass, first medium can be water. Or second medium can be glass, first medium can be air. Okay, it changes. This law was given by Snell. So what we can say, this the name of this law, Snell's law. It is called as Snell's law. Okay, a ray incident along the normal goes forward in the same direction. Okay, so that is Snell's law, right? So what we can we studied that refractive index depends on the velocity of light. Okay, so let the velocity of light in medium 1, if we are taking velocity of light in medium 1 as v1, and in medium 2 if it is v2. Okay, so the refractive index of second medium with the first medium, what will be the formula, students? You have to write refractive index n 2 1. Okay, 2 1 by, because you have started from second, you are finding the refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. So what you will write in the formula? N, first you will write 2, then 1. Okay, so refractive index of 2 divided by refractive index of 2 1, that is equal to velocity of light in the medium 1 divided by velocity of light in the medium 2. So in short, you can write v1 upon v2. Okay, where similarly refractive index of medium 1 with respect to 2 is what? N1 2. If it is starting from 1 to 2, what you will write? N1 2. That will be v2 divided by v1. Okay, so in this way you should remember the formula. If the first medium is suppose vacuum, then the refractive index of second medium, medium 2, is called as absolute refractive index. Okay, and it is written as N. What is written as? Small letter n. So remember this formula, note it down. And there are three conditions, like how, when suppose a light ray is passing from rarer medium to the denser medium. Okay, if the light ray passes from rarer to the denser medium, what will happen? It will bend towards the normal. Okay, so when the light ray is passing from denser to rarer medium, it bends away from the normal, right? So the diagrams are given page number 75. You can look at the three diagrams. Okay, when a light ray is incident normally at the boundary between two medium, what happens? It will not change. It will not change its direction, and hence it does not get refracted. It will remain as it is. Okay, so it will be a straight line there. So the third figure shows it straight line. As first and second, rarer medium is air, denser is glass. From air to glass, what happens? The light is bending towards the normal. You can see pink ray of light bending towards the normal. Whereas the second diagram, what it shows, the ray is passing from denser to rarer medium. That is from glass to air. Now what happens? It is moving away from the normal. Okay. So whereas in the third diagram, what it is shown, it is at the boundary. When light ray is incident normally at the boundary between two media, it does not change its direction. Okay, so hence it is traveling straight. It does not get refracted. So there no refraction of light takes place. Yes, Rishi Rudani, you raised your hand. Put in the chat box your query, students. Raise your hands, okay? Otherwise, I will get Rishi. Thank you for replying. Important topic, that is mirage. For this, I will share my screen with you, students. Okay. Now this is about mirage. Now what is this mirage? This is a new topic for you. Now what this mirage, you can observe that light rays when coming from a distant object appears to be coming from the image of the object inside the ground. You can see, look at the diagram over here. the light rays is passing, okay, from the cold air to hot surface, okay. Hot air and cold air is also there, and there is hot surface in the desert. You know, in the desert area, the land is very hot. So in that case, what happens? The local atmospheric conditions will affect the refraction of light, right? So in this example, the air near the hot road or the desert surface, okay. So in that case, the air is near the hot surface. So the refractive index of air is increasing here as we go to increasing heights. So the direction of light rays coming from distance keeps changing according to the laws of refraction. That's why you can see a mirage. So in short, what you can say, mirage is nothing but light rays coming from a distant object appearing to be coming from the image of the object. You will feel that the light rays are coming from the image of the object. You can see in the diagram the image of this tree. Okay, there is a tree shown over there, coconut tree. So the image of the tree, you feel that the light rays are coming from the image. Okay, so what you can say, that the light rays coming from a distant object appears to be coming from the image of the object inside the ground. Okay, you feel that the image of that object inside the ground is emerging the light rays. Okay, so there is another one more diagram given. What is the effect of atmospheric refraction? Now this diagram is showing the effect of atmospheric refraction. So effect of atmospheric conditions on refraction of light can be seen in the twinkling of stars. You might have seen at night the stars twinkle. Okay, so you know stars are self-luminous. Okay, and they can be seen at night in the absence of sunlight. You might have all seen stars twinkling at night. Okay, why they twinkle? Okay, they appear to be a point source. I hope you remember what is the meaning of point source. Okay, give the answers in the chat box, students. Who all remembers what is a point source? Any of you remembers? What do you mean by point source of light? Yes, Bhumi. What do you mean by point source of light? Okay, Hiral, good answer. Light coming from a point. Okay, Om Karkera, Anjali Padwal. Position of object is not the answer, Anjali. Light coming from a point source, very small point. Okay, so that is called as what you can say, point source. Okay, so here what happens? The light is coming from a point source, right? Now in the diagram you can see the effect of atmospheric refraction. So at night you can see, in the absence of sunlight, you can see the stars are self-luminous. Okay, and why they are self-luminous? Because they appear to be point sources, and they are very large. They are very far away from us, right? So density of air increases with lowering height above the surface of the earth, and the refractive index also increases in this case. So starlight coming towards us, how it travels? It travels from rarer medium to the denser medium. And what happens? Due to this, it bends through towards the normal. So this makes what the stars are appearing to be higher in the sky, okay, as compared to its actual position. Actual position is different. Now in the diagram, you can see actual position is this one. But at because of this refraction of light, atmospheric refraction, what happens? It appears to be higher in the sky. Okay, so actual position is different and the appearance is different. Okay, so that is the effect of atmospheric refraction. So apparent position of a star is different, whereas and why this happens? Because of increasing refractive index. So apparent position of star keeps on changing a bit. Understood? So this is because of the motion of atmospheric air and changing air density and temperature. There is a change in air density, there is change in temperature, there is a change in the motion of the air. All these are the reasons for this. Okay. So because of this, what happens? Refractive index of air keeps on changing continuously. And because of this change, what happens to the position of the star? What happens to the brightness of the star? That is also changing continuously. And how the stars appear? Stars appears like they are twinkling at night. Okay, if you'll observe the sky at night, you will find the stars are twinkling. Okay, we do not see twinkling of planets. Can you see the twinkling of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus? No. Okay, because why? Planets are much closer to us as compared to the stars. They therefore, how it appears, do not appear as a point source. But how they appear? They appear as a collection of point sources. Okay, so that is the difference between the stars and planets. Okay, so I hope you understood what is how the stars twinkle at night, right? And what is the reason for twinkling? There is a difference in the original position of the star and the apparent position, okay, due to changing atmospheric conditions. And the main reason is what? Refraction of light takes place there. Okay, so that is one important topic which we have covered, that is twinkling of star and mirage. I hope everyone understood what is mirage and what is twinkling of light. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you, students. Okay, Neeraj's question is why every light is not undergoing refraction. Okay, so it depends on the surface, Neeraj. If the surface is denser or rare, then only it will refract. If that is not there, then it will only reflect. It will not refract. It will spread in different direction. I hope, Neeraj, your doubt is clear. Okay. Okay. Okay, Neeraj, thank you. Okay, so now let us move to the next topic, that is dispersion of light. Okay, very interesting topic. What does it mean by dispersion of light? For which I will share my screen with you, students. Okay, now the diagram in the PPT shows what dispersion of light. Okay, now dispersion of light is a very what you can say that this is also a property of light, right? If you will hold a plastic scale in your compass in front of your eyes and see through it while turning it slowly, what you will find that light rays are divided into different colors, right? Now these colors appears in the in the following order. VIBGYOR, you might have heard about VIBGYOR, that is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. That is the color of a rainbow. Okay, so this uh, light is actually what it is, electromagnetic radiation. So your wavelength of the is very important. Okay, it is an important property of radiation. Wavelength of radiation to which our eyes are sensitive is between 400 and 700 nanometer. Okay, so in this interval, radiation of different wavelengths appears to have different colors, right? So the red light is having maximum wavelength, which is closer to 700 nanometer. Okay, whereas violet light has the smallest wavelength, closer to 400 nanometer. So you have to remember which light is having maximum wavelength and which light is having the minimum wavelength. So you can say maximum red light and the smallest wavelength is closer to 400, that is violet light. Okay, and 1 nanometer is how many meters, students? It is 10 raised to minus 9 meters. Okay, so it's small. Okay, so in vacuum, the velocity of light ray of all frequencies is same, but the velocity of light in a medium will depend on what frequency of light. So different colors travel with different velocity. Okay, different colors of light having their own different velocity. So refractive index of medium will be different for different colors. Okay. For example, white color will enter in a medium like glass. Okay. So the angle of refraction will be different for different colors. So white color coming from the sun, if you are taking example of sun, the white color which is coming from the sun through the air will enter the refractive medium and it will emerge as spectrum of 7 colors. That's why we can say white color contains all the 7 colors. It will divide into 7 colors. Okay, as I told you, VIBGYOR, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. So how we can define dispersion of light? Dispersion of light is nothing but the proper process of separation of light into its component colors while passing through a medium. Okay, so that is called as dispersion of light. I repeat, students, note down this. The process of separation of light into its component colors while passing through a medium is called the dispersion of light. Okay, the scientist who studied this first was Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, and what he used a glass prism to obtain the sun spectrum. So what he observed, when white light is incident on this glass prism, different colors bend through different angles. So among the 7 colors, what he found, that red bends the least, whereas violet bends the most. Okay, so the 7 colors emerge along the different paths and get separated, and we get a spectrum of 7 colors. You can see in the PPT the dispersion of light through a glass prism. I hope everyone understood what is dispersion of light. Come on, who will? Okay, spectrum. Riya Tiwari is asking what is meant by spectrum. Spectrum means what? Band of colors. Okay, that is called as spectrum. Who will define dispersion of light? Come on, put in the chat box. Define dispersion of light. Just now I told the definition. How many of you remembers? What do you mean by dispersion of light? Very good, Neha Pal and Kushi Shukla. The process of separation of light into its component colors. Very good, Riya Tiwari, Neeraj. Okay, so dispersion of light means what? Separation of white light into different colors, right? As I told you, Vibjor. Okay, so and this is nothing but dispersion of light. Okay, I hope everyone understood this topic of dispersion of light. Shall I proceed to the next topic, students? Okay, very good. Okay. Many students answered me. Good. Okay. So now next moving to the last topic, that is partial and total internal reflection. Okay. So that for that I will share my screen with you, students. Partial and total internal reflection. Okay. Now this diagram is given in your textbook page number 78. I hope everyone is having the textbook in front of you. Okay. So when I'm explaining, you should attend there. Okay. When light enters a rarer medium from a denser medium, it gets partially reflected, right? So now here the rarer medium is air and denser medium is what? Water. So what happens when light is entering from air to water? It gets partially reflected. That is, part of the light gets reflected and comes back into what? Denser medium as per the laws of reflection. Okay, so what we can say, partial reflection takes place here. Okay, so the rest of the light, what happens to the rest of the light? It gets refracted and goes into the rarer medium. So you can see in the diagram how the light rays are getting refracted in different directions. So as the light is going from denser medium to rarer medium, it will bend away from the normal. That is, the angle of incidence I is smaller than the angle of reflection R. Okay. So you can see on the left hand side of your figure 6.9. Okay. So there you can see, if we increase I, R will also increase. That means what? Angle of incidence, if you're increasing, what will happen to angle of reflection? Automatically that will also change. So this, according to Snell's law, as a refractive index is constant. So for a particular value of I, the value of R will become equal to what? 90 degree. Understood? So R is what? 90 degree now. So this value of I is called as critical angle. Underline the word critical angle, students. So what we call this term as critical angle. For angles of incidence larger than critical angle, the angle of refraction is larger than 90 degree. If the angle of incidence is larger than 90 degree, okay. So the value of I is called critical angle if it is larger than the critical angle. Suppose angle is more than 90 degree, then the angle of refraction is also larger than 90 degree. So such rays will return to the denser medium as shown towards the right in the figure 9 figure. Okay, towards the right side you can see how the light rays return back to the denser medium, that is medium number 2. Okay, so thus all the light gets reflected back into the denser medium. So what you can say, all the rays are moving back to the denser medium. So that's why it is called total internal reflection. So we can determine the value of critical angle by using the formula N12 equal to sin I divided by sin R. So for total internal reflection, I critical angle is how much? I is what? Critical angle. And the R is nothing but 90 degree. Okay. So when you will use the formula N12, how much it will become? Sin I divided by sin 90 degree. Okay. So that will be, and you know sin 90 degree, what is the value of sin 90 degree? Is 1. So formula will be what? Sin I. Okay. So that is given over here. Okay. So after that, so I hope you understood what is partial and total internal reflection, right? So this is a this is what you can say happens when light travels from rarer medium to the denser medium, when it gets partially reflected. Okay, so that is about the partial and total internal reflection. Okay, students. So that was about partial and total internal reflection. Now next topic is about rainbow. Yes, Neeraj, I'm going to that only. Okay, what is rainbow? How it is produced? Let us start that. Now, why rainbow production we have to learn? Okay. Rainbow is what? It is a natural phenomenon. You know, rainbow. Most of you might have observed in rainy season. Okay, so rainbow. It is what? Combined effect of number of natural processes. Okay, it is a combined effect of natural process, means what? In that dispersion of light takes place, in that refraction of light takes place. Okay, and even total internal reflection also takes place. Now just now you have studied partial and total internal reflection of light, so that also takes place in this rainbow production. Okay, how rainbow is produced? Because of natural process like dispersion of light, refraction of light, as well as total internal reflection of light. Okay, that's why we should learn what is how rainbow is produced. Can be seen mainly what? After the rainfall. Okay, around evening time you can see that the in the sky, if you look at the sky, not daily but sometimes you can see that different colors are observed. Yes. Okay, so Hiral has also given me the picture. Good, Hiral, how rainbows occurs. Okay, different colors are there in the rainbow. So when light rays from the sun enter these droplets, what happens? There are droplets of water in the air. Okay, so when light rays are entering in this water droplets, what happens to that rays? It gets refracted. It is changing the medium, no, from air to water. Okay, so that time it gets refracted, and then dispersion also takes place. It gets dispersed. That means what? Separates into different colors. Okay, so white color gets refracted as well as dispersed, and it gets divided into 7 colors of Big Joe: violet, indigo, blue, okay, green, then yellow, orange, and red. Okay, so all the 7 colors are visible in the sky. Okay, and then there is what happening? Internal reflection is happening. Because of this, what happens? Just now you studied partial and total internal reflection takes place. Okay, so and after that, once again, what happens to the light? Again, it gets refracted. Very good, Neeraj. You are given right answer. Water droplets is also getting refracted. Okay, so after that, once again what happens? Light gets refracted while coming out of that droplet. Light enters the droplet and it comes out of the droplet. So in between that process, what happens? There is dispersion of light taking place, refraction of light taking place, as well as total internal reflection taking place. So all the three natural processes are taking at the same time. That's why light gets divided. White color gets divided into 7 colors and it forms a rainbow. So I hope you understood the concept of production of rainbow in the sky. Okay. So all these three processes together produce a rainbow. Okay. So that is about the rainbow. Now there are two sums given in a textbook, page number 79. I want you all to go through that. I will be explaining that to students. Okay. So first question is what? Absolute refractive index of water is 1.36. Okay. And what is the velocity of light in water? That is the question. Okay. So velocity of light in vacuum is given as 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. Okay. Now here V1 is, we will consider V1 as 3 into 10 raised to 8. That is what velocity of light in the vacuum. Okay. V1 is given, and what is refractive index given? N is 1.36. Right. 1.36, that is refractive index of water. Okay. So write down that two in the given, and then you have to write the formula of refractive index. N is how much? V1 divided by V2. Okay, then divide, then put the values in, substitute the values in the formula. That is 1.36 equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 divided by V2. Okay, then cross multiply, what get? V2 equal to how much? 3 into 10 raised to 8 divided by 1.36. That is how much when you will divide, will get the answer as 2.21 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. So that is how you're getting the velocity of light in water. You have to find the velocity of light in water. Okay. So next question is about again about refractive index. Okay. You have to find the refractive index. Light travels with the velocity 1.5 into 10 raised to 8. Okay. Meter per second in a medium. Okay. On entering second medium, what happens? Its velocity will become 0.75 into 10 raised to 8. Okay. So what is the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium? That is the question. Okay. So we have to write V1 1.5 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. V2 0.75 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Okay. Then you have to write the formula N21. Okay. That is how much is equal to what? 1.5. Yes, Ria, that formula you have to use. N21 is equal to 1.5 into 10 raised to 8 divided by 0.75 into 10 raised to 8. Okay. When you will divide, 10 raised to 8 get cancelled. When you will divide 1.5 with 0.75, finally you will get the answer as 2. So 2 is the refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. Okay. So that are the two solved examples which you can do practice in your notebook. Okay. So today what all things we learned about, first we started with what is reflection of light loss, then what is refraction of light. Okay. What are the different laws of reflection as well as refraction of light. Okay. Then we studied what is refractive index. Okay. What is the formula for refractive index, right? Then we continued with this one, twinkling of stars and mirage. Mirage, what is mirage? What is twinkling of stars? Then the concept of dispersion of light was clear to you. And finally, we studied about partial and total internal reflection with the production of rainbow. Okay, so these all things we covered it today, students. So I hope everyone understood the chapter, right? Okay, so